Okay. So people who have joined us early, so thanks for joining early. So you're 10 minutes early. So a big high five for that. So it's amazing to see people who has joined us early. Meanwhile, how are you all? Thanks for asking. I'm awesome. What about you guys? Great. So we have another 10 minutes time. So I request you all to be patient, and I really appreciate your time. Is there any facility for turning audio or video on? Is this for yourself, or are you asking if I am able to show you my video or audio? Hello, everyone. Hi. So we have another 5 minutes to go. So we are starting the session exactly by 6 p.m. And those who have come, so I welcome you all. So you are early. So first of all, a big high five for that. A big high five. So we have another 5 minutes and people are still joining. So meanwhile, so can you just acknowledge me if my voice is clear? Am I clear? And is my video clear to you? Is my presentation visible to you? So can I get some answers? So you can just go to the Q&A session and type, or you can just give a palm symbol, which is in front of you, or a thumbs up, which will be there in the emoticon section. Yes, great. You're awesome, guys. Awesome. I see a lot of thumbs up. Awesome. I see a couple of thumbs down also. I'll take that as an acknowledgement. Is the presentation visible? Someone is saying PPT not visible. Is my presentation visible? Yeah. Give me fly those thumbs ups. Yes. Okay. Someone saying screen is not visible. I will again share my screen. Now tell me, is it visible? Just a minute. Okay, I reshared my screen. Can you confirm? Can you fly those thumbs ups again? If my presentation is visible. Yes, come on, guys. I love it. Awesome. Yes, we are soon going to start the session. I'm really happy to see so much crowd at this point of time. I know a lot of people would be really tired, after college, after your classes. Okay, so let's make this session a bit interactive, okay, and happening, so that you also don't get bored, and even I also don't get monotonous. Okay, amazing, guys. So we are about to start, and we are seeing a lot of people joining in. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. You guys are dot on time. Those who have joined right now, you're dot on time. Really happy. Good evening, Arjun. Good evening. Guys, people are joining. A lot of people are joining. And those who have joined now, you are just about to start the session. We were just waiting for you people to join. Good evening, Udaya. Good evening, Charan. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasant evening, indeed hot evening. So today the climate was like that, very hot. How's at your place? Summer has started here in my place. By the way, this is live telecasted from Coimbatore region, Tamil Nadu. So yes, Skill Safari is based out of Coimbatore. So we have awesome. Is it raining in Bangalore? Oh, I'm the missing rain. What about other places? Where are you from, guys? Shout out your city. So today we have audience from Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. Amazing. Coimbatore, Namur. Okay, Davangere, Rajampet, Bangalore, Vellore, Vizag, Coimbatore again. We have Mehboob Basha from Bangalore. What about others? Shout out your city. We have Madhumita from Trichy. We have one from Ramanathapuram, Blessing. Hyderabad, Gajuwaka. Interesting. First time I'm hearing such a city. Amazing, guys. So, yes, people are joining here. We are about to start the session. Surya from Bangalore. Hi, Surya. Gautam from Salem. Hi, Gautam. From Salem. Amazing. So, a lot of colleges have joined. I want to hear some good colleges. So, which college are you from? Are you guys from? So, I'm going to tell who and all are participating from different colleges. Oh, we have KSR College of Technology, Trichy, Presidency University, Bangalore, CMR, Hyderabad, Jain Institute, Davangere, KSR, MVJ, a lot of MVJ students. IIT Madras, interesting. KSR, Presidency, Jain University, MVJ, Priyadarshini, Kamam, yeah. Other College of Engineering, I hope that's in Coimbatore. Annamacharya, Jain Institute, MVJ Bangalore is leading, I guess. Tandai Periyar Government Institute of Technology, Vellore. A lot of people from Presidency and MVJ. KSR also, Tiruchengood. Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Nanda College, E Road. Garware College, Sangli, Pratibha. Hi, everyone. Hi. Good evening, guys. Good evening. So, yes, we are about to start the session. So, I officially welcome you all on behalf of Skill Safari. So, we are about to start the session. Yes. So, just a final check, guys, before starting the session. Okay, we have one from Dhanalakshmi Srinivasan College of Engineering. Hi, Sagar. Okay. So nice to know you're from so many colleges. And this particular session is a small introduction about how you can become a full stack developer, which is a leading, leading sought role in India right now in IT. Okay. So this is the session about today. So this is going to be a 2 days workshop, guys. So do not forget to, whoever has come today, do not forget to come tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a hands-on training. So this today's session is going to be an informative session. It's going to be a knowledgeful session, but tomorrow is the hands-on training. Like if you want to begin your full stack journey or a front end journey, tomorrow is the day you need to be here. Okay, so yes, this is a 2 days workshop, so certificates will be provided. Yes, workshop participation certificate will be provided, not worry about that. Okay, and yes, so people have asked me to start in another 2-3 minutes. People are joining. Okay, so till then, I'm going to have a casual interaction with you all. Okay, so I was just saying about the workshop. So today's session is mostly going to be an informative session about how to become a full stack developer or a front end developer in 2022. So full stack developer was the same 5 years before. Full stack developer is the same right now. Is it so? No. So every technology as it evolves, even full stack development evolves. So you need to know what you need to learn day by day. Okay, because this is a completely dynamic, role. So this field is completely dynamic. You need to be updated every time. You need to be updated every time. So one more thing. So whoever have come today, so please note that tomorrow also we have a session. So people who are attending tomorrow will be getting the workshop certificate today and tomorrow. I mean, okay. So make sure you attend both the sessions. Okay. So at the end of the day, this is for your benefit, guys. Okay. So cool. Let's start with today's session, today's training. Hi, Shibu. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So yes, before starting, I want to see some energy, guys. So how are you all? Tell me, how are you all? You can express through any mode. You have emoticons in front of you. You have chat box. So start expressing. Fly those smileys. Fly out those smileys. So I hope you can see those smileys flying. Amazing. Yes. A lot of people still are not answering. Okay, I want this session because we have to be together in this session for next 1.5 hours. So yes, amazing guys, amazing. High five, high five. Even I am awesome. Even I am awesome. But still, I see a lot of people not answering. Why you're not well today? Okay, so let's make others answer also. Okay, so I'm going to start a small poll. How are you all? Answer this poll, guys. Answer this. If you're awesome, click awesome. If you're good, click good. If you're bad, it means that you're just not having a good day today. And if your mood completely depends on the today's session, you can go ahead and click on that as well. So I want every single one to vote for it. Go on, vote it. How are you? Amazing. We have over 90% who are doing good and awesome today. So I hope I am going to get some positive vibes out of this workshop. Great, guys. Okay. Still a lot of people have not voted, but anyway, not an issue. Cool. So we are going to start today's session. So the session is about how to become a full stack React developer. Okay. So final check. Is my presentation visible? Is my presentation visible for people who have come newly? So are you able to see the presentation? Great. Okay. Okay, guys. So if you're wondering who am I, so I am Naveen Chandran. My name is Naveen Chandran. I'm one of the co-founder and director of Skill Safari. So Skill Safari is basically an on-demand e-learning platform. Okay, especially designed for people like you. Okay, so our main scope of utilization of particular tech industry is mainly we build opportunities for candidates who are being with us, like job opportunities, internship opportunities. So we want to build a learn and earn community. Okay, so soon we are going to launch a learn and earn community. Okay, so we are starting a Discord server. I want every one of you to be a part of it, so you will have a lot of informative things which is required for your career. Okay, and also you will be getting plenty of opportunities. Okay, interview trainings, a lot of things will happen, a lot of workshops will keep on happening. So please do follow Skill Safari's website for more details, and you can directly give us a call also if you are in need of something. So this is all Skill Safari about. Okay, and yes, so we have a secret opportunity just for you. Okay, so I'm going to reveal this opportunity. This is an opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to reveal this only during the end of the webinar. Yes, I'm just going to reveal only in the end of the webinar. So I want everyone to sit tight throughout the session. Okay, do not go anywhere. Okay, I hope you will find this webinar more informative, especially for people who want to, get into a development field, software development field, web development field. Okay, so please patiently wait. So how many of you are going to be here till the end of the webinar? Thumbs up, guys. Try those thumbs ups. Awesome. Awesome. So let's get started with today's training, guys. So without any delay, so I want to start away. So are you ready? Yes. Okay. So I asked my team to do a small research. Okay. On what is the value of a full stack developer today? Okay. Around India. So I've just taken cases of India, okay, and they have found out a value of a minimum, on an average, a minimum of 5 lakhs CTC a year, okay, a minimum, okay. So this is according to Glassdoor. So our R&D team has researched and told me a fact, so I just put it here for your information. So this is for MERN stack developers. There are a lot of full stack variants, okay. So like MERN, Mean, Python full stack, okay, PHP full stack, so Java full stack, okay, VB.NET. A lot of full stack variants, okay. So if someone from your family or your friends are into IT industry, you can ask them so which technology they are working on. So they will be telling you in which stack they are working. Okay. So this is the salary of a particular stack called MERN stack, MERN. So this is a React technology, React JS. So this can be developed using JavaScript. Okay. And so currently we have, so if you just go to LinkedIn, okay, and if you search for MERN stack developers, so you will have 1,000 plus, companies putting up that they have job vacancy for React developers or MERN stack developers. So you have 1,000 plus companies right now. If you go to LinkedIn, you can find. Okay, so there is a huge demand for this particular technology. Okay, so with this fact, I want to start today's session. Okay, so before that, I want to ask you something. Okay, how many of you know to code? How many of you know to code? If you do not know, not worry. So just plainly put no, I do not know to program. Or if you know the basics, fundamentals, great. Go ahead and put that. Okay. I want everyone to vote for it. Come on, guys. What about others? Amazing. A lot of people are being very honest. So around 23% say, no sir, coding wording हमारी बस की बात नहीं है. A lot of people say that I am fine with basics. We have around 20%, 21% of the chunk saying yes. Programming हमारी बस का बात है. It's my proposal. Okay. So what do I need to know to become a full stack developer in 2022? Okay. So you will see a map like this. Okay. So don't go with that map. Okay. But let us understand, okay, what is full stack development or who is a full stack developer? Okay. So what is full stack development? So someone want to tell me what is full stack development or who is a full stack developer? Yes, Meera, I can speak a bit Hindi. मगर इधर जो भी आए हैं उनको ज्यादातर लोग साउथ से हैं तो उनको हिंदी समझ में नहीं आएगा इसीलिए मैं कॉमन लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश में जा रहा हूँ सो आई होप यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड सो आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग प्लेन सिंपल इंग्लिश very good guys very good so someone who can design front end okay it is not development so someone who can design front end and someone who can develop backend. So what is this front end? So front end plus backend, whoever can do it, he or she is called a full stack developer. But what is this front end? So front end is nothing but anything which you can see on the screen. Okay. So when anything is visible on the screen where you can interact visually. Okay. So that is called front end. For example, you have this Zoho platform in front of you. So this Zoho webinar platform, you can chat with me. You are able to see me. Okay, you are able to hear me. You are able to chat with me. You are able to put out smileys. So all of these things you can visually see, isn't it? Or hear. So anything you can see. So all these things are designed for you to interact. Okay, so this is called front end. But if I'm talking here, sitting in Coimbatore, throughout India, you people listening, something is happening in the back end, isn't it? So that is being logically coded. So logically coded, which you can see in the front end. So front end is called client side, okay, and back end is called server side, okay. So client side is what you interact with, server side is what you cannot see, but whole processing happens in backend. Okay. So is it possible to develop a backend without knowing code? Yes, it is possible. Okay. A new thing has come in today's, evolving IT industry. It is called no code. You just have to simply drag and drop to complete an application. So you do not have to code, but you should have some logical thinking on how you should, what kind of things you want. And you have REST APIs, so like pre-built backends or pre-built applications, which you can just connect it with front end. Okay. So yes, there are a lot of people who create application with just REST APIs, okay, who do not code backend. Okay, it is all pre-coded. You just have to take that API and connect it to your front end. So yes, it is possible. So front end plus back end, which will run on a server, which is connected to a database. This whole thing is called a full stack application. Okay. So you can do it with a lot of technology. So to start with, like, what are the technologies available? If you see the roadmap, it is like this. Because front end you can develop with a lot of frameworks. Okay. So you have HTML, you have CSS, you have CSS frameworks. Okay, so there are a lot of CSS frameworks. Bootstrap is a very common framework. There is a new framework called Tailwind CSS. Okay, so these are some CSS frameworks. There are a lot of JavaScript frameworks. Okay, so just a minute, guys. My laptop is about to sleep. I'm just going to get my charger. Just hold on for a minute. Yes, thanks for all those smileys. I'm back. My laptop is back. Okay, now, so I was talking like we have a huge, opportunities to learn because there are a lot of tools, there are a lot of programming languages where you can develop backend logics. There are a lot of frameworks. Okay, there are a lot of ways to learn database. There are a lot of cloud providers. Okay, so which one you should be learning? Okay, you cannot learn all of these things. It is useless. Okay, if you ask me, should I know all these things? Yes, there is no harm in knowing, but it is useless because at the end of the day, if you're creating an application, you're just going to use one particular, framework, one particular programming language which you know. Okay, and with front end. So this is what you know. So what is the motive? Okay, so let's figure out the motive. Okay, so majority of you might be saying, okay, a lot of things. So I want to know from you why you want to become a full stack developer. What is the motive of you learning full stack development? Can you just tell me, guys? Can you just answer? Can you just answer why or what is the motive of becoming or learning full stack developer? What is the end goal? Money, salary, okay, to develop application, okay, to solve business problems, increase salary package, money, develop fluid web pages. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's be honest with ourselves. Okay. So though these though these things are people are saying that I am interested, I want to learn, I have design skills, so I want to learn full stack. All of these things are there. Okay, fine. I have interest, but at the end of the day, everyone will have an end goal, and most of us, at least, okay, will have this particular end goal as to get a job as a web developer or to start up on your own. At the end of the day, money. A lot of people were honest with that. Okay, so job is the main end goal, isn't it? So we need to see. So these opportunities were just taken today out of LinkedIn. So I asked my team to prepare 3 4 things. Okay, so people are specifically looking for a particular stack developer. Okay, so as I told you, there are different type of stacks, full stacks. So people are looking for merge stack developers. Why merge stack? Okay, so I will tell you down the session. Okay, so just be patient. Why merge stack? Okay, so you just have to know a few things. You just have to know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React JS, which is the framework of JavaScript. Then you need Node.js, Express.js in the backend. You need to know one database, that is MongoDB, and you need to know version control system. So skills, what you require is this much only. So this is what is required. Okay. So we need to learn those kind of skills. Cool. Okay, fine. Now let's get started. Like, what is there? What you should learn? Going with the bread and butter. Tell me, guys, what is this? What is the first thing? These two logos, HTML5 and HTML5 and CSS. Yes, amazing. Okay, what does these two do? Okay, so if you want to build a full stack application, first you need to build a front end application. Okay, so to build front end, so as I told, front end is to develop whatever is there in your screen. Okay, so or to develop simple websites. So for that you need HTML. So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Okay, where it is it is not a programming language and all. It is not that difficult. You just have to say what and all commands you want. Like, it will have a header, it will have a body. Okay, it will have a lot of headings, H1, H2, H3, like that we have. So, and you have image to insert, alignment things, font, content. So all of these things are, so basically it is a markup language. It is not a programming language. Yes, you guys are right. Okay, so HTML. So with my question is, with HTML, can you create a website? With only HTML, can you create a website? Answer is, with only HTML, can you create a website? What about the others? Yes, you can create a website. You can create a website, host it. Yes, you can. But that website will look like plain. Okay. If you have seen a lot of government websites and all, it will have only information, right? So in this box, this particular information, in this box, this particular information. Like that, it will have only information. There will not be any design. The website will not look attractive. Okay. So it will not have any kind of design or styles. Okay. So it is just a plain web page. Okay. So you can host it. Okay. So before CSS and all were there, people are using only HTML. Okay. So all this CSS, website designing, all this attractiveness came in last 15, 20 years, isn't it? So before that, people are using only HTML. So HTML is the skeleton of a website or a web application. So with HTML, yes, you can definitely create a static page. So website is divided into two parts. One is static website and other one is dynamic website. Okay, so static website will just show you information. You cannot do any functionality there. You cannot go and register. You cannot go and you cannot expect some effects there. There'll be plain information. It is like a notice board. It is like your college notice board. Okay, so you can have a plain informative website. Okay, but with only plain informative website, it doesn't look good, right? So right now, even if you create a plain website, people will not be amazed by it. Give how much quality content you want. Okay, people will not be amazed by plain websites. Okay, though HTML is the skeleton, you have to draw a figure around it to make it beautiful. Okay, to make it attractive, to make it aesthetic. Okay, you need to design the website in such a manner. Okay, but problem is not every one of us is a designer. Okay, so anyone who has good IQ, you know what is IQ, right? Intelligence quotient. So anyone who have a good IQ can become a good backend developer. So backend development needs a lot of logics. Okay, So you need to build a lot of logics. For that, you need a good IQ. Okay. So people having high IQ will not have high EQ. You know what is EQ? Emotional quotient. Okay. So to design something beautiful, people with high IQ cannot think in that way. Okay. So you need feelings, you need creativity, you need a lot of interest to develop or to design something beautiful, to design something attractive. So that is the reason a lot of companies have these high IQ nerds in back end and people with creative minds in the front end. Okay, but now technology has taken us to that extent. You need not have that designing skills and that much designing skills and all. Okay, so that's the reason people created something called CSS. So every kind of design, all lucrative things which can be put on a website is there in the CSS part. Okay, so CSS part is a small style sheets. I can tell you just have to choose what you want. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. Okay, so with this you can create amazing designs. Okay, so you can make a better version of the HTML itself. So HTML site is a plain site with a skeleton. With CSS, you can create a beautiful, attractive website. Okay, so all those designs, colorings, color shades, okay, and partitions, all of these things you can create with CSS. Okay, so everything you can do with CSS, you can make a website attractive. So if you know just these two, you can create your first project. Okay, this one. Okay, portfolio. This is nothing but a resume. Now tell me how good it will be if you go and sit in front of the interviewer. If you are attending a full stack developer role, if you are sitting in front of an interviewer and the interviewer asks you resume and you instead give him this link, sir, just go and check it out. This is the link for my resume, my portfolio. Okay, how amazing it would be, isn't it? So you give the link and you see such a beautiful portfolio which is there in front of you. Okay, this particular portfolio which you are seeing is just made out of HTML and CSS only. No programming language, no hi-fi things. Okay, I just used a couple of images and this is the output. Okay, so you will be, so if you are learning HTML and CSS, your first project should be building a portfolio like this, which we will be teaching you tomorrow, how to build such a portfolio or resume for yourself. Okay, where you can add your information about you, your skills, your expertise area, your projects. Okay, you can give links to your apps. Okay, so not right now. When you become a full stack developer, when you learn everything, you can give project links, recent works you can see, and if you are good in writing, you can give blog links, and they will get back to you with a short message if they want to hire you. So there is this last footer. If you can see in the second page, there is a show interest area for a recruiter. So hands up, how many of you want to build a portfolio like this? Yes. What is companies do accept these kind of resumes? So what is wrong in this? At the end of the day, guys, am I audible? Can you just acknowledge? My video, is it visible? Because I see some lag. Awesome, amazing. So now, okay, so fly some thumbs up if you like this idea. Okay, giving a portfolio website to a recruiter. Okay, Amazing to see so many thumbs up flying. Yes, this is one thing which you will be learning tomorrow in this workshop. Okay, how you are going to build an online portfolio for yourself, where this will be your only resume when you go for full stack interviews. Okay, so this is just created with help of HTML, which is the markup language, and a CSS, which is a styling sheet. Okay. Once you learn HTML and CSS, next thing what you need to learn is JavaScript. Okay. So next thing which you need to learn is JavaScript. What is JavaScript, guys? So JavaScript is a programming language. Okay. JavaScript is completely different from Java. Understand this very clearly. JavaScript is completely different from Java. Okay. So JavaScript is used in front end for functionality purpose. So I told you like HTML is skeleton, CSS is the skin or design. You give color, you give life. JavaScript gives you life. Okay, it will make your website move. It will make your website dance. Okay, it will make your website, shine. So all those functionalities, all those jigna mijnas, whatever you see in creative websites are JavaScripts. Even a click of button is a JavaScript. Okay. So if you are sending a small request, it's a JavaScript. Okay. So you need to know JavaScript for front end. Okay. So yes, you can create beautiful animations using JavaScript. Okay. You can create all those moving effects. A lot of effects are there. You can create with help of JavaScript. So JavaScript is important for front end. Okay. But why JavaScript? So I will suggest when you are already learning JavaScript for front end, why should you learn a new language for backend? Okay, backend is all about using one programming language, just one. You need not learn thousands of programming language and all. You need not learn Java, you need not learn Python, you need not learn PHP. You are anyway learning JavaScript in front end. So learn the same JavaScript in a good extent. Okay, from fundamentals of programming in JavaScript. Also learn data structures and algorithms in JavaScript. Okay, where you can effectively use JavaScript for your backend also. Backend logic is also Java because it is a programming language at the end of the day. Though it is a scripting language, that's the reason it is used in front end because it can run in browser only. JavaScript runs in browser, not like other terminals. As you can run other programming languages in your local terminal, JavaScript will not run in local terminal. It will run in browser, website browser only. So that's the reason why it is a scripting language. Okay, so that is one reason. Anyway, you will be learning JavaScript for front end. So you learn the same JavaScript in an extent. So this is the suggestion. Okay, let's see what other people are also doing. Okay, so what other people are also doing. Let's see. So I am just going to click on why. Are you able to see this website, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Are you able to see the browser? Give me a thumbs up. Yes. So this particular website is called stackoverflow.com. Okay. So I am just showing you. So Stack Overflow is a huge developer community. Okay. It is a huge developer community. It is like, your social media for developers. So Stack Overflow is a common place where all geeks, programmers, freshers, everyone come and they have a huge community where people interact, people ask questions, people post answers. So it is a huge community. So as a developer, if you want to become a good developer, first thumb rule, what you need to do is register yourself in stackoverflow.com. See what is happening there. See what people are discussing. Okay, so the Stack Overflow has a huge community. So they created a small survey. So what are the different? So people, what kind of languages people prefer, like programming languages, scripting languages, markup languages. They took an open poll. They took for two categories. Okay. So they took for two categories. Okay. So out of those categories, around 58,000 professional developers responded, and see the number of people who want JavaScript to be the top language, or they are using JavaScript. When we see all respondents, there are almost 83 responses where still JavaScript holds 65% of the this thing. So what does this mean? JavaScript is famous, popular? Yes, of course. But why? Because it is the most industry trended language. Lot of companies, lot of industry use JavaScript in their applications, day-to-day applications. So that is what it means. Okay. So I am again sharing my presentation. Okay, is my presentation visible? Not visible. Just a minute. But now, is it visible? My presentation? Okay, great. So I hope it is visible, isn't it? Cool. So yes, there is a slight lag in this thing. If you'll be seeing soon the presentation if it's not visible. Okay, now what you should be learning in JavaScript. As I told you, JavaScript is a basic programming language. You can start with fundamentals. I will definitely tell you what you need to learn with JavaScript. So what did we see? You need to learn HTML and CSS to create the skeleton. So just like this, create a skeleton. Okay, and you style it with CSS. Okay, you style it with CSS. That is, you give color, you give skin, so you give look to the website. Okay, so once skeleton is there, now you have an image. Then what you'll be using, you have to make this functional. You should bring this to life. So you use JavaScript to make it move. Okay, so create it, style it, make it move. So create it with HTML, style it with CSS, make it move with JavaScript. Okay, so create it, style it, make it move. So that's the reason why you need to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript if you want to become a good front-end developer. Clear? Okay. Okay, screen is not being shared. Huh? 1 second. I'll look into it. What about now? I've just shared. It will take some seconds to load. What now, guys? Is it visible? The presentation? It'll take some time if you are, it depends on your internet. Again, okay, the stream is a bit slow here. Okay, great. So I was saying you can create it with HTML, you can style it with CSS, you can make it move with JavaScript. So you can just do all together. Okay. So create it, style it, make it move. So you need to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript if you want to become a good front-end developer. Yes. So now, if you want to learn JavaScript, always start with fundamentals. So start with fundamentals of programming using JavaScript. So you need to know what is variables, what are the conditional statements, arrays, objects, loops, DOM manipulation. So these are some basic fundamentals you need to learn from scratch if you want to know learning programming language or scripting language like JavaScript. So this is mandatory. So you need to know fundamentals. You can take a screenshot of this and start learning. Yes. Next, once you know JavaScript, okay, I will always suggest my students or my candidates that you build something with logic. Presentation is not visible again. Just a minute. What is happening? I hope now it is clear, the presentation. So I will always suggest my students once they finish HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So JavaScript, as I told you, start with fundamentals. Once you are, good with fundamentals, okay, you always start with a small game. Okay, it can be as simple as like this rock paper scissors. So because this comes with a very simple logic. Okay, logic is very simple. That is, you use two use cases. One can be either rock paper scissors, other can be rock paper scissors. If it is rock and paper, okay, player two wins. I'll consider this as player one. I'll consider this as player two. Okay, so if player one puts rock, if player two puts scissor, player two wins. Similarly, if player one puts paper, player two puts scissor, player two wins. Okay, so like this, there are some conditional statements. So this will help. So there was nothing in the previous page, so I directly jumped on to, I just wanted to show you what and all you can learn with JavaScript. So fundamentals of JavaScript, like programming language. So you need to know variables, conditions, arrays, objects, loops, and DOM manipulation. So these are a few fundamental things you need to learn when you are learning JavaScript. Once you learn these, you create a small game like rock, paper, scissors with a similar UI. Okay, when you click rock and computer automatically gives some other thing. So it is between computer and computer. You can also make two-player games also. Okay, you can build something very similar. So if you want to know how to build such games, there are a lot of study materials. There are a lot of things which you can learn. Okay, so start with a simple game like this. This will help you, build your strengthening system in JavaScript. Okay. Next, I will suggest my students to create something like. So, have you heard of an app called Splitwise? DOM stands for Document Object Model. So you will come to know, once you start learning. So right now, it is not. Splitwise is an application for, so when you people go out with friends for eating and all, who sponsors usually? Okay. Usually no one. You split among yourself, right? So for that, there is an application. So bill simply you can share it, but let's say you're going for an outing for 2 3 days, and a lot of people spend on a lot of things. Okay, you just can note down in the application, and it will say who owns who, how much. Okay, this is simple. So you need to create something like bill splitter. Okay, this app is called bill splitter, where your computational thinking will come into picture. So when you want to become a good full stack developer, there are a lot of things you need to be skilled in. One is design, second is computation. When you are especially building logics in backend, you should be good in computation. Okay, you need to know good mathematics, at least decent. Okay, you need to know good reasoning. Okay, so you need to have good critical thinking. For that, you can try different application. So this particular application will give you a good hold on computation. Okay, so next, I would suggest my students to create application which fetches data. Okay, fetching data itself is a trick. So if I give you an Excel sheet with data, you just have to fetch data in from that Excel sheet or database, and you can show it like this. Okay, so this particular data is fetched from an Excel sheet, and we are showing it to you. So like that, if you change data, the data on the right hand side also should change. If I have to change the person, the data on the right hand side should change. So this is a particular type where you fetch data. This is important, especially when you are working with third party APIs, when you want to connect your website to external things, when you're connecting your application to a database. So this, you will learn these kind of functionalities by creating these applications. So by just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you can complete all of these projects. Okay, which I will suggest you. Next is, one important thing is you need to master version control system, shortly known as VCS. Okay, shortly known as VCS. Can you tell me what are these two? You have two logos in front of you. Tell me what are these two? Come on, guys. There are two logos. Yes. Git, first logo is Git, second logo is GitHub. Okay. So these two have different functionalities, though they run in the same interface, they have different functionalities. So Git, so if I have to explain Git comes very useful for especially programmers and application developers, because Git allows you to time track. Okay, so it's similar to time machine, where you go to a particular time stamp of a particular application. You, if you want to upgrade the application, if you want to update the application, if you want to rectify some errors or rectify some bugs, you need to travel back to that particular timestamp. So Git will have a numerous timestamps. So if I have to give you an example, when you're playing Mario, so most of you would have played Mario, right? So when you play Mario, when you get out, you will not come from starting, isn't it? You will come from a particular stage. Like that, if you want to go to a particular stage, you can go via Git. Okay. So the right hand side, what you can see is called GitHub. So this is where you store your code. So you push your code, you try to store the code in GitHub. Okay, so it is the hub of code. Okay, just to simply tell, there are a lot of technical things inside these two. Okay, so this is version control system. You will be learning. You need to learn this also, and then you should learn a CSS framework. Okay, so CSS framework is basically so you learn CSS. What is a framework base? So framework is nothing but there are a lot of pre-built frames. Okay, you just have to bring those frames and keep it in your application. Or when you're building, when you're building your application, there are a lot of pre-built designs, pre-built codes. Okay, where you can just use them. Okay, for your ease, you need not. Uh, Framework is exactly not a library, Ajay. So library is separate, framework is separate. Okay, so uh, just for you to understand simply, framework is something which makes your application development faster because you do not have to code everything. Okay, there are a lot of pre-built codes, you just have to use it. Okay, so you need to learn a CSS framework in order to make your design easy and faster. That is this particular logo. So this stands for, this framework is CSS framework, which is called Bootstrap. Okay, what is Bootstrap? What's a Bootstrap? I love this meme. Bootstrap is magic. Bootstrap is basically magic. Can someone tell me what is Bootstrap? What is Bootstrap? It's a framework, CSS framework. Okay, so Bootstrap fastens your design process. So once you learn Bootstrap, okay, you can clone websites easily, build very beautiful, colorful websites very easily. So you can clone websites like, so we ask our students to clone Tesla websites. So we try to, take beautiful Tesla models, and we ask the students to clone Tesla website. We ask the students to clone PhonePe or Google Pay websites. So you can easily clone using Bootstrap. Okay. Yes. You can build a very good website with help of HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. Only very beautiful website. Okay. And if you want the website to be dynamic, or if you want some functionalities in it, you can add JavaScript also in that. Okay. So once you are done with HTML, CSS, CSS framework, Bootstrap, and JavaScript, now it's time to learn that, to upgrade yourself in front end, that is JavaScript framework. So because JavaScript, so coding any programming language is a bigger task, especially when you're building complex or big web applications. That's the reason there are a lot of frameworks for programming languages. So JavaScript itself has a lot of frameworks. Okay, JavaScript has Angular as a framework, one of its framework. It has React, it has Svelte, it has Vue. There are a lot of frameworks for JavaScript itself. So which framework are we choosing for JavaScript? We are choosing, and we are asking you to learn React. Okay, for the same reason, I will also share you some things. I want to share you my screen. So I hope the screen is visible. Okay, I'm going to click on Y. So it again takes me to the Stack Overflow website, where they have taken web frameworks responses, and now you can see out of almost 50,000 professional developers have responded, and they have taken React.js as their primary. And all respondents also, it is the same. Not visible. What about now? Can you see? So this is also Stack Overflow. This is for web frameworks, and professional developers. Around 50,000 responses have come, and 41% have opted for React.js framework. And similarly, all respondents, around 67,000 responses have come. This is also same Stack Overflow survey for web frameworks. Still, React.js tops the flow. So what I'm trying to tell you here is very simple thing. Okay, I'll just share you my presentation again. Hold on, guys. It is sharing. So, am I telling you React.js is popular among developers? Yes, it is obviously popular. At the same time, most of the companies prefer, okay, most of the companies prefer what? React as their primary this thing. Can you acknowledge if my presentation is visible now? Okay, it is loading. It is loading. Just a moment. So many thumbs down. Cool, cool, cool. It will be visible right now. Okay, and resharing. What about now? Is it visible? Yes, guys, I'm here. I'm just sharing my screen again. Yes, I just shifted my place just to check if my. Is my screen visible now, at least? Screen. Yes, guys. So there is some lag with the internet. So we are just fixing the issue right now. Okay, a quick check. Is my video visible? Is my screen visible? For the screen. What about the presentation? No, is it? Presentation is not visible, you are saying? Cool, guys. Whenever it get load, let it get loaded. Okay. Meanwhile, I will just tell you what actually my presentation will tell me. Okay. So I can, I'm confident enough that without presentation also, you will understand what I'm trying to tell. So I was talking when you learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So and you learn a CSS framework, okay, which is Bootstrap. Then you learn a JavaScript framework. Okay, so JavaScript framework also is used for you to improve the timing of the code basically. So you can code faster. Okay, when you use a JavaScript framework. Okay, so it's okay. Presentation, if it's not there, so don't panic. So you're going to understand. So we have this is a 2 days workshop. So tomorrow also you will come to know what I taught you, and we will also give you the recording of this. Don't worry. Okay, so I was saying, so when you the reason why you need to learn React is basically developed by Facebook community. Okay, so you have a huge large developer community. Okay, it ensures stable mobile app growth, so you just have to know React for it. Okay, so it is cost efficient, so you can save fortune on a web development or web application development. So you can use code reuse, you can use pre-developed components. So there are a lot of you can do hot reloading, live reloading of components. There are a lot of advantage. So a few companies which applications which were developed with React. We have to name a few. Facebook is built with React. Netflix is built with React. Okay. PayPal is built with React. Airbnb is built with React. Twitter is built with React. Okay. So that is the reason why you need to learn React. Okay. So once you learn